What you been up to? I'm late. You know me. It's I'm not late, or I don't say something stupid or something is, or I don't drop something. It's not alive. So you know how I am. It don't matter. I'm slow. I was sitting there yapping, and then I realized it was after 6 o'clock. So how you guys doing? How is everybody? I just take a little time to trickle in and let's see. Lee takes the trash and the cycles out, puts out a variety of single foods, snacks, soft drinks, and various waters on the table. Puts some Oreo cookies and milk with white dark and milk chocolate fountains, pretzels, marshmallows, and fruit. Welcome to Diamond Hunting with NMD Timmy. Help yourself. Come on in, grab a snack, and hit the like button on the way to your seat. Thank you, Lee. I can't do a live without a snack. Sorry, it's just not allowed. I don't believe in it. Hey, Cindy, how are you? Hi, Mr. Rich. What's going on? Hi, Kat. I see you here. Hi, Michelle. What's happening? What you guys been up to? Hello, April and Tracy. How you guys doing? Hi, Sarah M. Sarah. I'll do it right one day, Sarah. I promise. See, I just called you Sarah. Write it down. You were letting hang out the time to shower the kids and had homework and orders. I understand that. Now I say you do have orders, Sarah. What you working on? Well, didn't tell me when we talked. I know you're busy. Hello, Miss Dixie, and how, Brenda? I'm feeling good. How are you feeling tonight? How you doing? Let's see. Hey, Thora, how you doing? How's your elbow? You poor thing. I think about you all the time. You're in that elbow. Rich, what you been doing tonight? Well, hello, Miss Angel. I was hoping you'd be here. And Dana, hi, Dana. How are you? It's nice to see you here. What's been going on? Let's see. How's Adam tonight, Angel? How's he doing? So what you guys been doing? I had a guest here tonight. Her name is Lara. She does have a channel. You're working on reindeer candy cane holders. Well, that sounds fun. Send me a picture when you're done, please. But I just you're in the groove ditch. You're always in a groove at sometimes. I love hanging with you. Anyway, I have the guest tonight. Her name is Lara. She does have the channel. It's Men's House. And I started watching her channel when I started diamond painting. I started, like I told you guys, in December of 21. And I stumbled upon Lara's channel. And I really liked her. She's Southern. She's in South Carolina. And two Southern women we get to talking. You know, we might still be here tomorrow, and you all won't be, but that's okay. But I think you're gonna like her. It appears she's having technical difficulties, so as soon as she gets lined out here, I'll add her to the stage. But she's one of the first creators you subscribe to. You love Lara? She did it. Yeah, I'm glad you know who she is, Brenda. Yes, I really, really like her. She's very nice. She is. She had a family, and I'm gonna let her tell you all about herself. But as soon as she gets on, I'll add her back. It appears she's having trouble. I think she did. All right, are you ready, Lara? You can't hear? You got it now? Are you ready? Okay, hold on. All right, let's add her to the stage and we'll see what's going on, guys. Just give us a minute here. All right. Hi, Lara. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you
I can't hear
me?
you. I can't hear you.
Okay, hold on. Please help me. What's going on? Hold on. Now?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
It looks
I just
like
can't hear you.
it looks like the other account
Something
is still
happened
active.
on my Google and it made the screen go off and then I could still hear you, but then when I tried to log back into the stage, I'm not hearing your audio.
She's
But I
logged
see
in
you.
twice.
What about now?
I don't understand why it's. Let me see if it's got too many pages open or something.
Hold on, Dad. What about now?
Good
I
grief.
see one of them now.
Let's see. I'm gonna close everything and I'm gonna see if I can do this again.
Okay.
Oh, there she. Okay, now that should. Oh, I guess not. Because she still can't hear.
So what working? Hold on, Dad. Look at it.
Please, Lord.
Come
on.
I don't know. I don't know if she can see text. Is my problem.
See.
Yeah. See, she's logged in twice again.
Oh, 1 minute.
Give it a second. Let her come back up. See what happens.
Please work.
All right. Can you hear? Nope.
Now?
She's still logged in twice.
I'll close her up. Right. Type in there, Lee. Close all the way out and start all over.
Now I'm lagging.
Hold on. Tell her don't.
Let's try again.
I don't know if my problem is I don't know if you can see text.
Chili stop. Hold on, guys. Look at it. It was working, and you know how technology is. Let me talk to her a minute. See if I can talk to her on text. She's getting all frazzled. I don't want that. It's okay. It's fine. I shouldn't have removed her.
No, you're fine. She can still come back in.
What if she can't hear me? Okay,
well,
sorry, Mark. I'm Lord, I'm not knowing my this. I'm sorry, Dad. It was working, and then it wasn't.
Well, she said that something happened with her Google, so it could be that she ended up getting logged in twice, and her phone, even though you kicked her out, her phone still may have her logged in twice. So if it happens again
All
that
right.
she's logged in twice, I'm going to try something real quick just to see what happens. So don't kick her out immediately.
Okay.
Okay, there she is.
You
Add her
got
in.
it?
Can you hear?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. I'm backing out now. Bye.
Bye. Okay. You got it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You did. You did. You did.
Thank you. I'm so
That's
sorry.
okay. Hey, the first time I did this, I felt like I was on Mars. I did not have a clue what I was doing. Not one clue. You did it. You're the time. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it.
I'm so I'm so worried I was taking up your time and everything. I'm so sorry.
No. I told them. I said, "Oh no, she didn't all look sick and frazzled. Don't look
I
at
can
that."
hear you. I can hear you. It just for some reason I lost the cam and everything, and it was I could still hear the program, but I like okay. I tried to come back in, and it wouldn't. I couldn't hear you, so I just hit the leave button and tried again. So
Well, that's fine. I know I saw you down here like twice, and I kicked one of you out, and then next thing I know, you both gone. I thought, well, she'll come back.
yeah, I wasn't gonna leave you hanging.
Well, I appreciate you being here. I'm excited. I know one of my subscribers here, her name's Brenda. She said she's been subscribed to you for a long time. She loves your channel.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I told him that I told it a little bit about you, but I figured I'll just let you tell everybody about yourself. So I'm gonna hand it over to you and let you introduce yourself and whatever you want to say. You can say.
Okay. Hi, I am Lara. My little AKA name Mims House on YouTube. My channel on YouTube, Mims House, and I just started doing a YouTube channel because I saw some other people doing it, and I was like, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. And and I've always wanted to do something different. I always did things different. I'm an artist, and I grew up with two older brothers, so I'm sort of just my own self, you know. But Southern all the way, born in South Carolina. I was born with RH factor, which the doctor had thought that my mom wasn't truthful about her blood type, but my mom was young and she was scared, and she had two children before, and she has AB negative blood and my dad's A positive, and so the third child usually gets that. And so, right off the bat, the devil had been trying to get rid of me. So, I mean, I was just barely able to whimper, and the nurse just skirted me off, and mom got to worry. And the next thing you know, I was in a different hospital, and I had to have two exchange blood transfusions. And I mean, but here I am. The Lord has been good to me. He is always good to me. And even when I have the hard times and I might grumble, whatever, He has got me here. And I have gotten so many friends over the years of having my YouTube channel. And my health does get in the way, but that's okay. We still push forward. So that's sort of me in a little box. I'm a little crafty, artsy person. I've done horse art all my life. I'm an award-winning artist, and I think it's because I'm ADD. I can't stay in one thing. I'm doing so many things at once. I really just tax myself out. And my husband gets so mad at me. He says, "You can't do anything else. Don't, because you go into it with both feet." But anyways, I'm trying to condense all that into this little bitty thing for you.
Well, I know Cindy said that you were one of the first creators she started watching when she started YouTube. So, yeah, I'm so happy. And then Tracy said, like, but Cindy Isn't yeah, she is wonderful. Brenda, that's the one I told you said you're one of the third that she started watching. And I'm happy you guys are familiar with her. I was afraid that I didn't think that would be, and then you're all over YouTube. And then when you typed in diamond painting, you're one of the first ones to come up.
Oh, really? I had always
Mhm.
wondered.
You are. That's how I found you. I
That's so
started
great.
diamond painting and didn't have a clue what I'm doing that was. And I thought, well, surely there's some channels on here, and you're one of the first that I saw, you know.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a blessing because the Lord doesn't send me anybody that is mean. I haven't really had anybody mean commenting over all these years. It's been so good. Each and every one of you that tune in has been led here to me, and just I love y'all. I pray for y'all.
Well, we're happy to see you here. And Angel here, she just subscribed to you. Thank you, Angel. Now, you're gonna love her. She does a little bit of everything on her
Yeah.
channel. I was telling him that you don't just dominate. What I loved about your channel is you do a little bit of everything. And one of the things I love is when you do segments about your family histories. I
Oh yeah.
love I love that. I love that. Dana subscribed, so you didn't send subscribers here.
You.
So
I love you all.
you're gonna love it. Hi, Jenny. Jenny subscribed. That's Jenny. She just subscribed. So I
Oh,
think, yeah, not subscribers are the best. They really
I,
are.
I tell you, I'm telling you, we all stick together because you know there's so much craziness going on in this world. We all need happiness and
Yes, we do.
good people in our lives to help us.
I one some of my closer friends I filmed through diamond painting. I
Yeah.
really had, and I got them all over the world. Angel, she's in the UK. There's Tracy just described. I got all kinds of friends here in the US. I got them in the UK. I got in Denmark. I mean, you name them, I've got them.
I love that.
Yeah, I love them. So, you're an artist. Tell
Yeah.
us about your like what kind of art do you do? I know that. Let I'll let you tell them.
Well, way back when I was 3 years old, I was shown the Black Stallion, the best horse movie in the whole wide world. And ever since then, I always wanted a horse. And I started drawing horses, stick horses when I was little. But then I got into, let's say, middle school and really, 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 really started um, drawing horses and painting. I started painting them. And and then I saw a magazine that was called Equine Artist Magazine, which unfortunately is no longer with us anymore. But I dreamed of being an artist in featured in that magazine because all it was horse artists. And most what I was finding was most art teachers was against people doing horses. Just don't
Really?
do horses. They were like that. They really, for some reason, the art community would frown upon anybody doing horses, and that's one of the hardest subjects to actually paint and draw. But and I just it sort of depressed. Uh, I can't talk today. It depressed me. But and I'm like, well, I'm still going to do my horses. I don't care what they think. I'm still going to do my horses. There's some famous artists out there. And then when I got that magazine, oh, it just opened up a whole world of art, horse art. There's a place for me, a category. I'm in a category, yay. It was called Equine Artists magazine. And I showed it to my art teacher in high school, and I said, "This is my goal. I want to be in this magazine." and I want to be like these other artists, and I went for it. But sadly, I have not been in that magazine, but that's okay. We have these goals, even if we don't achieve them. You still go as if you are going to achieve it. It's like in the Bible, the Lord says we run the race. A bunch of people run the race, but and we all know only one can win, but we still all run that race like we're going to
Mhm.
win it. So
Yeah.
that's what we have to do.
So I know Cindy said she took art in college and she was discouraged in doing animals. I found that very interesting. I don't understand that. Hi, Helen. Thank you for coming. I don't understand that because I think the animals, especially horses, I think they're beautiful. They're majestic. I
And
love them. And I just bring these teeth when I
yeah,
see them.
yes, and even the Lord has his up there in heaven, and the thing about it is that our countries wouldn't be where they are if they didn't have the horses back when they needed them. They needed those horses to
Are you
get
sure?
stuff, and they played a whole bunch of roles in life in this world,
That's
and
what it is.
yeah, I agree with
So
you.
you sculpt horses, do you not? Is that right? Is that
Yes.
what you do? That's what I thought.
Yes.
I had your diamond painting. I sure do.
Oh,
I
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah, I do. I have it. I haven't completed it yet, but I do have it. And when I complete it, I'll send it to you. If
Oh,
I hadn't been in the middle of doing 15,000 diamond paintings,
I
I
hear
would
you.
have done to show you tonight. I didn't. I'm sorry. I should have done that. But yeah, I have it and I love it. And it's just
Well,
beautiful.
you keep that because it just fills my heart with so much happiness that somebody has my artwork. I just love it.
I
Don't
wish you had more.
keep that.
It's beautiful, and I wish you had more. And I loved carousel horses. I had loved those since I was a child. I used to collect them. My mom was died in putting my family, and I
Yeah.
loved them. I loved, I could never ride a horse. I never could get on one, but now they're turning up. I can. I haven't, but I love horses. So when did you start diamond painting, and why did you start it?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say you have to look way back at the very first video on my channel. I started my channel about the time right at about a few months after getting my first diamond painting, and I was like, this is so interesting to be able to do all these wonderful designs with just these little bitty beads, little bitty diamonds, and it turns out so pretty, and it was so relaxing and soothing to get into it. You get started and it's addictive and you can't stop. Then you end up buying lots and lots. So
Yeah,
it's been probably, I would say, 4 5, maybe I'm going on 5 years. I'd have to look back and see. I
yeah,
should have took.
it's long. Yeah, and I got it at Kmart. They did the sparklers, and it is a carousel horse, and it is called carousel horse. That's what it's called. And I don't know if she still has it, but you can find it on Dishdash. I found it. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It has a lot of special drills. A
Yeah, I think
bunch
they
of special
sold
drills.
out of that one. I think she's finally sold out of it. I think she only had like 50 made, and that
Yeah,
was really sweet of her to do that. She has her own YouTube and store for the sparklers, this diamond painting with sparklers, where you can switch out the ones that come with the diamond painting with special ones if you
yeah,
want to really glamorize it or make it pop. And sometimes they're glow in the dark and stuff. But and I knew her from another friend, my friend in Texas. This little teenage girl. We met through a mouse hunt game on the computer, and met the whole family, homeschooled family, and over that little bitty game, and we've just become family friends and everything. And so her friend, well, I think she's part of her family, had the diamond, got her into diamond painting. Then I saw the little team doing diamond painting, and she got me into diamond painting, and so it's like a domino effect. So yeah, so that's how I got involved with the diamond painting with sparklers. So
Now do you have that diamond painting or do you have the actual painting?
I have that painting.
I
It's at
thought you did.
booth. Yeah.
That was a dumb question. I know you had the, that was dumb. But do you have that handy? I mean, uh,
Oh, to show it on here? No,
yeah.
it's at my booth,
Okay.
and in Lawrence.
Well, I'll find it, guys, and I will post it on my Facebook and let y'all see it. It's beautiful. I love it. It is.
Thank you. And
So
you can ride that carousel horse. That's the number 001 at Dollywood in Tennessee. That is Dolly Parton's carousel horse, named after her, Dolly. And you can actually go ride that horse. I took a picture of it and painted it. And I wish she knew about it, because I would let her see it and maybe even give it to her, but that would be
I
hard.
didn't even know.
Yeah,
You should call and not call. I mean, I know you can't call Dolly Parton, but you should go down there and just they not display it. You never know.
that would be fun.
It's a beautiful horse, Dad. I did not know that was her horse, though. But now that you said that, then I have remember you telling that in the video.
Yeah, it's a
That's
lot
it.
to remember. It is.
Have you ever seen her at Dollywood?
No, I haven't. My granddaughter has actually had her talk to her when she's been there. So
Really?
yeah, so she's seen her. She asked me just the other day because we was watching something on Dolly Parton about the roller coasters are up there, and she's like, "Mim," that's what they call me. "Mim, did have you ever met Dolly?" And I said, "No." She says, "I have."
That's
So she's
it. Is that Scarlett? Is that who you're talking about, Scarlett?
Scarlett, yes.
How's she doing? She's a
She's
doll.
growing like a weed, and I'm telling you what, sassy as all get out, and loves to get on the channel. It drives me nuts wanting to get on the channel.
She's funny. She's funny. Ma'am, let me do this. Ma'am, let me do this. Come on now, ma'am, let me. Yeah, that's
I'm like
great.
trying to show something, and she's like explaining stuff. I'm like, just let me give her the channel. I need to let her have her own channel, I think.
She did. Scarlett's her granddaughter. She's, how old is she
She's not
now?
now.
She's 9. She's 9. Now, do you have any other kids? How many kids do you have?
I have two. I have one
You
in
have
here,
two.
and my daughter, who is 23. I think she's 22 or 23. She'd probably hit me right now. And what is the matter with you? You don't remember my birthday? Then my son is like 28, so somewhere around in there. I don't sit. Numbers just go out of my head.
Out of your head. So
Yeah,
you said, I know a lot of hi Carrie, how are you? You talked to Dolly every other night. Wait, what? Huh? Wait, hold on. You talked to Dolly Parton? Like, Dolly? Hi Eve, how are you? Well,
that's
that's just cool.
awesome.
Could you imagine? Hey, hold on, I'm talking to Dolly. Yeah, no, I
It
can
was
imagine
like
that.
talking. It'd be like talking to my aunt in North Carolina. She's a little redheaded, short little thing, but I'm telling you what, she's got that Scottish in her, and they sound just like Loretta Lynn. If my mama, I'm telling you, it's like my family up in North Carolina. It's like Loretta Lynn and Dolly Parton all put together. All of them up there. I love it. I love to hear their accent and everything.
Yeah, I like to hear you talking about your thing. How are they doing? I know they were affected by the hurricane, weren't they?
Yes, they were. Elaine, my mom's sister, lived on a river right in front of her house. Well, lived a river was right in front of her house, the South Toe River, right up underneath Mount Mitchell on Highway 80, and the other houses around their house was washed away, and they just had a leak in their bedroom. So the Lord was so good, and they woke up that morning and the water was all the way up to their porch. So it was a good thing that across the river where their house is, across the river, just parallel, it was a really long flat. So a lot of the water went over that way before it come up on them. So that the Lord saved their house, and but the other people down, their other neighbors really suffered. And then CeeLo up the road just a bit, they were all blocked in. A lot of people were, they have one lane roads up to their house, and they're usually a creek going across, or they call it a branch. That's how they say branch. Um, and they'd have, like, they call it a tile, but I think it's a bridge. I'm always thinking, what are you talking about, a tile? Tile? What? And my cousin was like, I hope our tile don't wash away. I'm like, what in the world is a tile? What? I'm thinking a kitchen tile. What you talking about? And she, thankfully theirs didn't, but a lot of people's did. And what that is it's a little bitty bridge across a little branch creek, um, where they drive to get to the main road for their driveway. And those were all washed away. So there were hundreds of thousands, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of people up there stranded. They're already away from everybody up in those mountains. They're just so secluded away that I couldn't see how in the world they were going to be able to get to these people, because their driveways were gone. I mean, you're talking about gone. I mean, drop offs, like 20-foot drop off, so you could not even use a four-wheeler to get across. And it was just we worried about the mudslides. Several of my family members have houses on the side of a mountain where, once you've taken the trees off the side of the mountain, nothing holds up the dirt. So when it gets saturated, see, they had all that rain before the hurricane even got there. They had like
Mm-hmm.
3 days of heavy rain, so many inches an hour. And then when that hurricane hit with the winds and more water, mudslides, people were in their house and things, and their mud just come and took it all away. There's people still buried. There's hundreds of people still buried up there and that they have not found yet. So
That's
it's bad. We're so thankful that the Lord took care of every one of my mama and daddy's family up there.
wonderful. That made me happy. That's wonderful. I know it's devastation. It
Yeah.
is.
It
You
took
know,
us a week before we heard from Elaine and them, because of her living in front of the river. All we could think of, because we didn't have any way of knowing about them, and nobody could get to them because the roads and everything was so devastated and wiped out. My cousin, she thought that they was up underneath the mud. She just thought, since she hadn't heard from them, she thought they were dead. And it was a sad time. I scoured Facebook for anything on Highway 80, North Carolina. If anybody had heard of them or seen them, or let us know. We're trying to get information on them.
it's hard. You know, back in 2022, 2020, yeah. You, I don't know if you, surely you do. The not hurricane, flood
Yes.
that hit in Letcher County, Kentucky. Um, that was my hometown. That's where I lived.
Yeah, it's It's so scary. It's scary because a lot of this happened while people were still in their beds.
Yeah.
Oh, in the morning.
That's what happened when the flood hit us a couple of years ago. We're in bed. I don't go to bed. I stay up all night long. I do. Yeah. So it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I had a little dog, and my mom, I said, Mom, I think Riley, that's his name, Riley, needs to go outside. And she opens the door, and it sounds like a train, and it's still kind of dark out, and I'm like, what the heck did that sound? And she gets the flashlight and shines down there, and there's water so high in the road, like, and I just standing there, like, don't know what to do, we're trapped, and then kind of find out it got daylight, and it was just devastation, and I had never seen anything like that. And I said, here I am at the time of 45. I said, never seen a, you know, anything, a natural disaster, and I've lived through COVID and a devastating flood. And I'm done now. I don't need anything else to happen. And I, it was terrible. I mean, and there were daytime people just, they drowned. It just hit. And it's terrible when you don't know if your family's okay.
Oh, I
And
know.
and then they woke up, my cousin woke up, and he said, I don't know what woke me up. I said, I know what woke you up. And he said he got up and it was up to his chest. And they only had time to get out of the house. And it's just awful. So I'm glad the family's okay. I'm happy
Yes.
they're
Yeah.
okay.
There's so many
So,
that I know of that lost their lives and their house. One aunt and uncle that come in their house. The water damaged a bunch of stuff in their house, but the Lord was so good to keep them safe and all. And I know there's one place in Asheville that there was a whole strip of road where a lot of the homeless people, there was hundreds of homeless people that lived on that one stretch of road near
mhm.
Biltmore or something like that. I think it was near Biltmore, somewhere in that area. And they said it was so fast that there was, if when you thought about running or to get out of there, it was already on you. It was already washing you away. So they have probably hundreds of homeless that have families that don't know where they're at and didn't know they were up there, and they may not be able to identify them. And so it's just amazing. It's amazing how devastating it is. And then the little miracles that you see sprinkled throughout it. It's just, I'm so thankful that we have the ability to talk to each other and have the electricity and the heat. And you start really thinking. Sometimes we need to be a little nudged and a little shook a little bit, and or go through something to see the glory of the Lord, to see what, we had it good and now we have you know, it's sort of like what I'm talking about. It's sort of like how I tell my grandchildren. Sometimes the Lord lets bad things happen because He knows you're ready and you need your test to get to your next level. So, you know how kids go through elementary school. You can't go from kindergarten to fifth grade. You go from kindergarten to first, second, third, and you have tests that tell the teachers when you're ready to go to the next part, the next stronger, harder part of life. So that's what it is, and it's not to oppress or be mean or anything like that. It's just we have things that we have to deal with, and in those things is when we draw closer to God. Because when you're up and everything's great, you get busy and you forget to be thankful for the things you have. And then whenever something bad happens, then you start grabbing on, like the little lady in the Bible that grabs onto the hem of Jesus's garment because she knows he can heal her. And all she needed to do is just hold on tight to the hem of his garment. And she was healed because of her faith. So that's what we need to do. Anytime something bad happens and anything like this happens, like up in North Carolina, you grab the hem of that garment of Jesus and don't you let go. You hold on because you'll get through it. You'll get through it and you'll be a better person. You'll learn more. And the glory of the Lord will be just trust in him and it'll be in your heart. That's
Yep.
how I get through it.
That's true. That's how I did through. I also did through a lot of night problems with my friends, my family, and I tell you what helped me is diamond painting. It does. It helped me. Um, it relieves a lot of stress. Did it relieve a lot of stress to you? I know they were asking a couple of questions.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. Let's see. The let's see. Lee says, as well as doing your art that you're enjoying it, do you use your art and diamond painting to stress relief and therapy as well? Is that what you use it for?
Um, I didn't understand the question. It's hard for me to see because I got my glasses on and the
Right.
I see the
Lee said, your art. Do you use your art and your diamond painting? Do you not use it for enjoyment? Does it help you relieve your stress? And do you use it for therapy as well?
Oh yes, 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 yes. I most definitely, because when you get it out, you enjoy put putting it together. I mean, getting it kitted up. What we say, we kit it up, and it just anytime I have a bad day or whatever, it's good to do. And I'm getting around. I know I've been backed up, and I'm getting around to what I like to do is the speed ones, where I do the little quick ones and record it. I haven't learned how to do lives
I
yet, so
love that.
I
Oh,
need to
really?
with you with
I
it.
will help you. I will
Okay.
help you. Call me, I'll help you. I got some questions here. Rich, and I see your question, Kat. I'll come back to that because I want to ask that too. Rich said, do you like round or squares, totty or black, and what kind of diamond painting do you like? Do you like round or squares?
I think I like the squares the best. Big, and I like big, huge. Now, I learned whenever I was drawing and painting, I didn't like doing it small because you really have a hard time getting that detail in there, like faces and stuff. So when you blow it up big, you can get in there and really make things look real, like they really are. And so I do love doing big ones, like you can see, well, over here. I'm like a weather forecaster over here.
Yeah.
This right here is one that's 50 by 50, and so and I don't believe, let me see, this one in behind me, that one is a square, and that's the one you see on my channel, the little bit blowed up. You can see it.
Yeah.
I love the squares. For some reason, you get, when it's a big picture and it's squares, you get a really good detail. And I'm really funny about, I want the face. I don't want little dots for eyes. I want it to be, but sometimes those are very expensive. And so I just have to say, well, I'll get it as big as I can afford. I
Yeah.
won't, I try every now and then I'll splurge and get a big, nice one. But only if I have some good sales, and good deals.
Yeah. Well, that's what I do. I mean, I'm gotta get a good deal, or because I don't like. I hate doing the diamond painting when I can't tell what it is. That got
Oh,
can't stand it. Hate
I
it.
know.
So, do you like wax, putties? What do you like?
I like poster sticky stuff for posters. What
Sticky
is
tack. Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Stitchy tape.
thinking
I don't know what it's called. I call it stitchy tape. That blue stuff. That
back,
what's it
whatever.
called? That, yeah.
I use that. I like that better. It just the wax. I didn't like how some of it would come off on the actual drills. Whenever
Yeah.
you lift off of it, it'd still be
Yeah.
on, and it's hard to get that off. So
It
yeah,
is. Drives me nuts. Um. Now, Berta asked the paintings behind you. I'm assuming are all the diamond paintings or the paintings you painted or what?
they're all diamond paintings. I have
Mm.
my most of my artwork is at my booth, and I have a crafters booth at a vendor mall in Lawrence, and pretty much fixing to phase that out because I just got so going on. you
Yeah.
know, I want to focus on this stuff like this, the diamond painting more because it does help me. The others a little bit more stressful than I need to have.
Yeah.
I lupus, and that's one autoimmune disease, and then I have kidney FSGS. It's a long word, so we say FSGS, kidney disease, and I did not know that growing up. And every now and then, my kidneys just get sick. But I've been very fortunate. The the There are people out there that have it to where it's eat up both their kidneys and they're on dialysis, total dialysis. And if it does starts if it raises its ugly head out of remission, I'm grabbing my bag. Anyways,
Yeah.
um, if you get a transplant, it will only last for a year, and it attacks it. It's just like your body just decides that something's foreign, it's an alien, and it's attacking it.
Yeah.
So that's sort of how I come into this world. That's how RH factor works. My mama's blood was attacking my blood, and so it was killing me. And so I've just dealt with it all my life, and I'm like, hey, and then well, went to get my eyes checked one, but because I couldn't understand why they felt like there was so much sand in them, and I had dry eyes, and that was because of another autoimmune blepharitis in my eyes. So it's hard to wear makeup anymore because of that, because it's
I
dry.
don't know what that is. I never heard of that.
Yeah, blepharitis is where you have like hundreds of little oil glands around the outside rim of your eye, right there.
Mhm.
Does is it releases an oily substance that keeps your tears from drying out too fast.
Oh.
And so there it causes you to have dry eye. If that mine was too thick, mine was stopping up and was coming out. She said it was like toothpaste instead of oil, like olive oil. So, and I'm like laughing. I'm saying, just add it to the list. I'll be okay. Give me whatever I need to do with it. Tell me what to do. Just add it to the list. I'm so used to it.
Yeah. Well, I know I had dry eye syndrome, but my aunt, I think she had what you had because she's had stem cells put in her eyes.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to use my eye drops every day. I don't. I need it. I forget.
Oh,
But
honey.
I get severe dry eye too. Yeah, I do. I forget. I regret it when I do that. I do. Um. So what? Oh, Jenny, I swear to your question, Kat. I'm gonna ask you right now. That Jenny asked, what's your favorite diamond painting you've ever painted?"
Um, it's my grandbabies. I
Oh,
early on, it's one of my very early videos. I got two pictures that I did of my grandbabies, and I had special diamond paintings made of them. And I do have them in there. I could go get them for you if you'd like to see them. But
yeah.
they are my pride and joy. I love these. They are it's when they were little babies and so cute, and they're 50 by 50 or 60 by 60, something like that. It's a big, and they're black and white, but there's just a little hint of pinkish in there, and it's
Wow.
good. And
I'd love to see it.
you want me to? I have to go get.
That's not too much trouble now. I don't want to. I'd love to see it.
Okay, 1 second.
All right. She's interesting, isn't she, Dad? I thought you'd like her a lot. I'm gonna ask her about the fish too, Tat, because Florida's behave now.
He's going to get them for me. Can
Oh.
you bring them?
Oh, okay. Cat keeps asking about your fish, and that's the next question I'm going to ask you about your fish. Now that I'm not familiar on fish, so you're going to have to teach me some. Cause you raise them. Do you not raise them? Do you raise fish?
Yeah, I breed. Okay, 1 second. Thank you. Okay. They may be a little dusty, but yes, I do raise the fish. And here is one of the.
Oh wow! Oh, those are beautiful. That's beautiful.
Look at his little toe.
Gorgeous. Where in the world do you have that made? Who did that?
It was a woman in Australia that everybody liked to recommended to have your pictures send her a picture and have it done. And it took a little bit, but it finally got here. And look at little Scarlet.
Oh, well, that does look like her. Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, my God.
And
that's gorgeous. I'd like to have one made of my girls. I had 2 nieces, and I'd love to have one made.
And it's on the stretch canvas. I was the first one to put that on YouTube. The stretch canvas, putting
yes,
so
you did that. You put it on there.
Yeah, I'm the one that invented that.
It's that, yeah. I told my mom. I said she'll put them on a stretch canvas. I said, don't ask me how, because it looks hard. But
it's not.
It looks easy.
That's my number one video on my channel is the stretch on a stretch canvas. I've got.
Well, I saved that video because I got one of me and my girls, and I'd like to have it on the stretch canvas. Right now it's in a picture frame, but I'd like to have it on the stretch canvas.
It's
beautiful.
Spray glue.
How did you learn to do that? I mean, what made you think to put it on the canvas like that?
That's just because I've done artwork and I'm always using canvases and stuff. So I thought, well, you know what? I can glue this onto one that's already stretched, because some people were taking it and folding it over the extra and putting it on the stretchers to make a stretched canvas.
Right.
With the diamond painting, because it's the same stuff. So I was like, well, I do that. Cut that extra off and put it on there. Now, if you can't get a stretched canvas that actually fits that size, it's okay. Get one bigger, and then decorate the sides of it. Do whatever you need to on there. Put gold, put black, or paint it first. I got so excited that I did it before painting the canvas. I mean, you need to paint that first. Oh, no, I know. I was just so excited to do the video that I totally forgot to do that. I was already into doing it. I was like, well, I'll paint it afterwards.
Yeah, I know. I was so intrigued to watch you do that, because I'm like, that's beautiful. Though. I love to see a diamond painting on a stretch canvas. I think it makes it look so professional looking, So tell us about your fish and how you got into that.
1 second, you cut out just a little bit.
Okay, when
Yeah.
is it not to meet you? Okay, well, first of all, Jenny said, it's not to meet you, Lara. I thought to jump off with a hand radio meeting. Oh, I'll tell you about that. Sorry I had to go. I'll take the rest on these later. I do think it's okay, Jenny. Thank you for coming. Jenny and her husband have a ham radio, which I find is interesting in itself. And I know that when there's an emergency and stuff going on, then they're part of the emergency um, coordination there with the ham radio. So that's what they do, and they had a meeting. But okay, now Kat asked about your fish. So
Yes.
tell us about your fish.
Okay, I have guppies behind me. These are little blue-white snakeskin guppies. And there's a red mosaic green sheen on this side of me, on this side. And they're rare. And what I do is I find the rare ones and then I get a breeding pair or two. And I'm learning to do two breeding pairs because sometimes you lose one and then you're stuck with maybe too many females and no males. So yeah, so these are actually breeding. I sent some. I shipped them. So I have a website that this guy is running for me, and whenever I have some available, I send him a picture of them, and people can buy them, and then I ship them on Mondays. So, and then I do. I've guppies all over. I have like 17 aquariums, and then I have a big. Let me just show you. Let me just show you.
Tell me. Wow.
There's the goldfish.
Oh, wow.
And that's a 75-gallon. And I bred those little babies. You see the little baby goldfish?
I
My
do.
big one, my big orange ones in there is the mama and the daddy. The other one's over there somewhere
Wow.
in the back. But that's all their little babies right there. Now, the little black one, I just saw him at a pet shop and I was like, I love him. He's got these big old bulging eyes. And my daughter just loves him. He's so funny. So
Oh,
you can see the daddy over there.
yeah.
No, that's the mama. That's the daddy. I'm getting all mixed up. Then I got some over there. Then I've got some beta fish over there on a beta rack that I made. And then let me show you. Let me show you these little babies in here. I've got some little baby. Now look at this water lettuce. Isn't that cool? It just floats on there like lily pads. Let me
Oh,
see
how
if you can see.
cool.
Down in the bottom, if you see little white things,
Yeah.
that's the little fish. That's the little baby betas.
Oh, how
And
cute.
then we have some pretty betas up here. Let's see if you can see this one. He's one of my favorites. Come up
Oh,
here. Come up here. Can you see him?
I do. I see him. Look. I
Yeah,
see.
I bred him. I bred all these.
Oh, he's pretty.
Yeah, he's already made him a bubble nest up there. That's how they make a bubble nest when they're mature and ready to breed.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you always learn something. That's a good
I
thing.
learn something new on your channel every day. That's the truth. Yeah,
Then
look.
here's a 45 with albino red guppies. Let's see. That's my little female. That's females, and they're tough little boogers. And that's their babies. You see all their little babies.
I have tiny.
And then there's my leopards. They're
I
really
look
pretty.
cool.
So yes, I love fish.
So, what got you into fish? Like, what
I
made
just
you?
I was watching YouTube, and then I saw, uh, people on there doing the showing their fish off and opening. I love unboxings, and people were getting guppies and things. Sent to them, and I was like, hey, I want to know more about that. And then they were getting all these beautiful fish through the mail, and I was like, I'm gonna try that. And then I unboxed it on my channel, and here I am with lots of fish, and some
I
people
didn't
buy
know
them.
you should order fish. I did not know
Yes.
you should order. No, no, did not know that. I'm
So
not
if you have
surprised.
any, I got them. You just let me know. I can send them to
I
you.
didn't know. I loved it. I used to have a 50-gallon tank. Was it?
Yeah,
No,
that's
5
my.
gallon. Excuse me, not 50. 5. And
Oh,
I loved it. And I had a tabletop that I sat on my desk. And I
mhm.
couldn't do my homework to watching the fish. So
I
they
know.
made
It's
me
such
move
a
it.
new.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
I
come.
had to move it. Yeah.
My husband will come in there. He'll be like, "You've been in there for hours. What have you been doing?" I've been watching them. I just like to watch them.
I
Of
do
course,
too.
I don't do,
Yep.
but yeah.
I like to turn the lights off and just watching in the dark with that light on. Now, Cindy wants to know, did you ever have, I cannot say that word, D-A-J-O-A, what is that? What kind of fish is that? D, Dojos. Did you ever have Dojos? D-O-J-O-S.
I'm
I'm
trying to think.
assuming that's fish. What other, Cindy? Did you ever have D-O-J-O-S? What is that, Liz? Dojos? Some kind
Mm.
of fish. That fish?
Oh, ELJOS. Am I?
D-O-J-O-S. D-O-J-O-S.
Pro,
I'm assuming that's the kind of
it's
fish.
not. I'll have to look that up. But no, all I've had is these Danios. That's what you're thinking of,
That's
right?
it. Well, heck, I don't know what I'm saying. I told you I didn't know how to say it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And it just popped in. Thank you, Lord, for helping me.
What are they?
It's a wonder my brain's working today. That's great. I'm having a good day
It's you.
today.
Mine's not, apparently.
Oh, you're good. Danios, yes. When I was growing up, I had one little bitty glass aquarium that I don't even know if it was actually meant to be an aquarium. It was probably something that my dad found. He loved to go find things at yard sales and things. So he probably found, but it was just this rectangle about this big, about that wide, and and I had this itty bitty filter Mama got for me, and I had those big old Danios in there, and they lived forever, and they just about forever, and that was the best fish. And I mean, I put the fish in that little tank. I don't, the Lord, I'm telling you, I've gotten through my life because the Lord's felt sorry for me. She's put way too many fish in there, but we can't let her feel bad if they die. So just let them. He sends me the best guardian angels. I'm telling you what, make sure those fish don't die for her. We don't want her to be upset.
Yeah.
I get all the time thinking things like that.
I had, when I was little, I had all kinds of fish, and we had this alligator in
Mhm.
there. I think that big.
Oh yeah, pleco.
Would
Yeah.
not would not die. I didn't want to die, but good thing that that thing outlived all the fish. I had to end up giving that thing away. It would not die. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm sitting here teaching the alligator alive, but it lived. I don't know how long that thing lived.
It was happy.
The
It
ugliest thing you ever saw.
it was eating right, and I've got one right here. I'll show you. He's busy eating on the log. You see him
Yeah,
sticking out.
yeah. Wow.
Hello,
They,
fish.
yeah, they did. Wow, that's a deep fish.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And there's the big bug-eyed one that my daughter loves.
Oh yeah. Oh
These are like little puppies. These little goldfish, they're called Joaquin, and they almost lost whenever they in Japan that strain almost was lost totally, and they found somebody out in the countryside that actually had two, and they brought that strain of goldfish back from totally being gone with those two that they found out there. Some resident out in Japan had it in a little bitty pond on their property, and now here I am. I've got Joaquin goldfish in my tank, and I like the rare strains. I really do. Stuff that you can't get around here. I'm just like that with the diamond paintings and things like that. I want to get stuff that you can't get around here.
Right.
I'm just weird like that, I guess.
Well, do you find this your relaxing hobbies, Tracy London? Do you?
Oh,
I mean, well,
it is.
yeah.
I recommend that. I recommend having it. Do a lot of research on how to prepare an aquarium before you get any fish. And there's so much knowledge on YouTube, and I will recommend Aquarium Co-op. If you go to that channel, you'll learn a whole lot and how to start aquariums correctly, and how to get your water just right and get it stable. A lot of times people do too much cleaning in them, and then it causes them to do a whole nother uh, cycle. And so then their fish gets too much nitrites and pH, and it kills them. And so then they think, well, I can't keep a fish alive. I'm not going to do it anymore. Don't quit. Don't ever quit. Don't ever stop. Always try to go to the find out what went wrong. Always find out what went wrong. Go research. I mean, there's so much wealth of knowledge of stuff on you, just YouTube alone. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I mean, I'm from back when we had encyclopedias. We had to do our research papers at school with the encyclopedias. I remember when they would sell the encyclopedias
Me
from
too.
the store, and then whenever you would go to Bilo, we had the store called Bilo, and they would have encyclopedias come in, a new one every week, and my mom would pick one up, and it would add to the till you got the whole set. So now I'm like, kids today, they don't have any idea what an encyclopedia is.
No, they did not. I know my niece once, she wanted to know what something is, and I was kidding. I said, look it up in the encyclopedia. She said, a what? And
Oh,
I
what?
said, you know what that is. She said, I know what it is, but you know we don't have those now. I said, I know. I was just being smart. She said, well, what is it? I said, I really don't know. You're going to have to look that up because I'm not that smart, apparently. First of all, hi, Marissa. I'm glad you talked in. And hi, Adam. I am happy. This is Lara. I love Lara. I watched her forever. Adam is from the UK, and he's my friend from the UK. He is a chef. And so,
Oh,
yes.
honey, I could talk to him. I could tell you about some American Southern comfort food that would literally everybody. You would have to be kicking them out because they'd be there all. I got some good recipes, honey.
The
I'm
South
telling you.
like to eat. No, we do. We like to eat. That's the
Oh
truth.
yes, the South. I think the South has the best food in the whole wide world because of
But
the flavor. Because we have flavor. If it ain't got flavor, we don't eat it.
if it don't have lard and salt and butter and pesto, we don't eat it. You
That's
know,
right.
the more unhealthy, the more we love it. That's
Well,
just how it is.
hey, the big thing now is tallow, beef tallow. They're finding out now that all of that new healthy stuff, the seed oils and things like that, is actually worse for you than if you had stayed on lard and just regular good fats, good healthy fats. They're thinking like bacon. I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, that's a heart attack." No, that's the good. That's the good cholesterol. Back in the 80s, 90s area, I remember my grandmother being on a no salt diet and a no cholesterol diet. Absolutely no eggs, no cholesterol. And what they found out after a while was because our brain is 75% cholesterol, because they weren't eating that cholesterol in their diets, their brains were suffering. They were having memory problems, memory loss, problems with their brains. And so they realized that they needed the healthy cholesterols like eggs. That yolk is perfect for your brain. And you eat it in moderation. That's the whole thing, in moderation. As long as you're not sitting down, sometimes we do like to sit down and eat cheese doodles, Cheetos, things like that.
I
Shouldn't be eating.
I don't eat anything unhealthy. You're right. Yeah, I do. I do.
Every
I do.
now and just got to have a Big Mac. I'm sorry. I just have something about the Thousand Island dressing on there. But
Well,
then
you have to. You
yeah,
can.
once I get done with that crave for that, I'm good. I can go another 2-3 years before I have
Right.
another.
That's what my sister said. Florida said, "No wonder I'm so smart." That's true. I mean, my sister said that if you're on a diet and you stay to that diet and you never have anything you crave, you're gonna be miserable.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
don't believe in being miserable. I don't. Life is too short. Let's see. Marissa said she thinks it is a shrimp and grit, gumbo, red beans and rice, hot toddy. Oh my god, yum is what I'm thinking of right now. I had hot toddy the other night and fried
Yeah.
fish. Oh my god, I didn't heaven.
Stuff. I know.
But, so the
And you
food
on
again,
the
I went
too.
with Lauren. Our grandma was an amazing cook, and I was out there alone when I saw scooping out Laura the cook list. My grandparent lived into the 90s. Yeah, nothing did. My grandma lived to 96.
Yes.
50
Yes.
food. I
Yes.
mean,
People are dying earlier now. Lord help us all. Please protect us. You notice cancer is coming out in people young now, and everything, and that even animals, pets. When we were growing up, we never heard. I mean, even if you ever heard of somebody's dog having cancer or something, it was
no,
very rare. It wasn't.
yeah, yeah.
It's,
My cat just passed away from liver cancer, and I don't know how he got it. I mean, but all you hear now is feline cancer, and I never heard of that when I was a young kid. I,
right.
I didn't. They always died just from natural causes or
Yeah.
things like that. I don't know, but so let me ask you something about your dining painting. Wait a minute, where's I at? Let me. I was gonna ask you something about dining painting. Now, how did you? I think I asked you that. Then asked you again. How did you start? Like, what made you want to even try it in the first?
Um, my little friend in as teenager, little friend that I met
Okay,
doing
so that's
house.
how you started.
Yeah,
Okay,
she was showing me how she was doing it on a Facebook Live, and she videoed a lot of it and showed it to me, and I was like, you know what? I've been wondering. I saw the ads when they first started putting them on Facebook of this new craft where you're just putting these little dots on there, and I was like, this is so neat. This is so neat. And then when I saw that her aunt had sent her one and she showed it to me how she did it, I was like, I got to do this. I went ahead and bought me a couple. And as soon as I sat down, honey, I was hooked. I was hooked.
yeah. Well, I thought you said I couldn't remember if you said you taught her, she taught you. Okay.
Yeah, she
Helen,
taught
I'm happy you're a survivor. Helen said she's an inherited bowel cancer survivor, and I'm very unhappy about that. Helen's a survivor of cancer, so thank God. So, what's your favorite company to buy from? Who's your favorite down painting companies?
Oh, that's a lot. But see, I look so much for deals. Anything with a really good deal and a lot of promo codes. And I started
Yeah,
out I started out on Amazon, but then I noticed that most of those at that time was small. And then someone told me to try AliExpress. So I went on AliExpress, and I love the fact that they had so many different pictures, different choices, and bigger ones. And but you had to wait a long time for them to get here. But it was a good toss up, I guess, because the prices was very, very reasonable, even though I had to wait. So that gave me time to finish some, before I got the new ones.
Yeah, been there, done that.
So I went from there, and then Temu. I haven't really done a lot with Temu. I've got a few unbagging of Temu. Some of theirs. I'm not as excited about Temu as I am with that I was with AliExpress. But now that I've seen there's other stores now that is apart from that have come out over the years. Um, I'm trying to think of the names. My mind's going blank. Just the run of the mill, like oh my gosh, you can see on my channel the different ones. I can't think of the names for some reason. My brain's just like, okay, you've thought of enough. It's
You,
like revolting on me right now.
yeah,
um,
you did a lot from a lot of different places.
and buy then eCool deals. I do a lot through it with eCool deals. Um, and then there's a coup deal. They've just got different play on names. And oh, let's see. There was one that I really like, and I can't recall it on my mind right now, but I just if I can get a larger size at a reasonable price, I try not to go over like $17. I don't want to go over something like that. But if it's a big one, it's really important to me to get that one. I
Right.
may splurge a little more, like the one I did Dreamer Designs, which to me is just really, really expensive, especially when you can get that size at AliExpress for like half, and you're like, I can get it over there, but I just have to wait. And it's not as nice. It doesn't have ribbon on the thing and all this fancy stuff. And sometimes they're a little more wrinkled, but you kind of toss it up. Which one is okay with you? Sometimes I like these nice ones and splurge and just like the one that had Anne of Green Gables and Mary Poppins at Dreamer Designs. There was things that I just had to have because I grew up on Mary Poppins. I loved Mary Poppins. Anna
Yeah.
Green Gables, the Megan Follows Anna Green Gables with Richard Farnsworth.
Right.
That, honey, if you haven't watched that series, you got to watch it. I actually streamed it live on Facebook. No, the video. I videoed it. Facebook video. What do you call that? What we're doing here?
What's it like?
Yeah, Facebook Live. Well, no, it was more through it was through Messenger. So my friend little Jillian down there in Texas had never seen Anna Green Gables, and I literally, now this is a long series. I literally sat that the at that time I had a iPod, a laptop iPad. That's when I first started diamond painting. I had an iPad, and I set it up in front of the TV, and I showed her that series, and
Oh,
FaceTime. We FaceTimed it together. I don't know why my brain is just like,
oh, that's wonderful.
I mean, she loved.
I've done that before. I've done that before with my nieces. And here, I'll show you right now, and we'll sit and watch TV together. Yeah, we've done that. Rich has a question. He said, as an artist yourself, how do you feel about the licensing of artwork used for diamond painting? How do you
Yeah,
feel about that?
I do feel like that. I mean, I understand where people shouldn't be taking someone's images, and they shouldn't. They should be, and I'm kind of tossed up into that. It does bother me, but then again, I see pictures that I want and that I know I can't pay for the originals or the prints from the actual artists and stuff, and I'm like thinking, well, it's got, you have to. It's sort of like a jigsaw puzzle, It's something other than an actual print of art, and you're having to put stuff on it. So the to get a copyright, to do something away from a copyright, you have to change it 75%. And I'm like thinking maybe those little diamonds are enough to be a difference, that it would change it more than 75%. So I don't know. I don't know. I think I would, if somebody wanted my artwork, I think I'm just a different person. I feel so grateful, and that my artwork has made someone happy, that I would, I don't get upset if they want if they steal my pictures. I think I'd be like, hey, that's pretty cool. Other people's got my artwork. That's me, you know. It's just too much of the lawsuits going on in the world. I know they worked hard on it. Some artists like Chris Cummings, she works on several of hers, and hers would take her like 7 years. And I can understand that they wouldn't want that. And I see hers lifted off a lot of times. And like Secretariat, the racehorse, I've seen where foreign companies have gotten the pictures of him, and I've actually reported it to secretariat.com whenever I see that being put on products that they have. I know they have not, because I know they have a strict copyright on that. I just love that horse, if you've ever seen Secretariat, but anyways, but me myself, I would be, I think I'd be more thrilled that someone took my artwork and liked it enough and made it a diamond painting, or something.
Yeah, Dan, Marissa, and Eve, and Tracy, thank you for coming. Yeah, and yeah, that's a hard subject.
Yeah,
That
I'm
especially an artist.
famous with my art, but I'm just this little bitty person down here that I just want to make people happy.
Right, right.
Like this one time in a booth, I had a festival at the Festival of Flowers in Greenwood, South Carolina. They do it every year. I had a booth, and I had my artwork, and I had done a portrait, a portrait of my horse I grew up with, and that was my picture. It was a pencil done with graphite, and this little boy come up with his money in his hand, and he asked, pointed straight at it, and he says, "How much for that one?" And I told him, I said, that was not for sale. And that bugged me so much that I grabbed that picture up, and I went through the halls of all them people looking and looking. I was thinking, Lord, please don't let them have left, because you made me happy with that horse. I'm going to let him have this. So that horse is making another kid happy. And the thing, I'd rather know someone got joy from something that I made, that the Lord was kind enough to give me the best horse in the world. To me, it was the best horse in the world. She was my get out of Dodge, ride little children on, and she loved little kids, and she'd rub her head on you and lick you like a little dog. But honey, that girl could fly. I'm telling you, she was fast. But yeah, so I was so thankful that the Lord kind of said, "Now look, I gave you that horse. Now let somebody else be happy, with her." So I thought, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to give that to that little boy.
That's so sweet. That's awesome. Well,
I couldn't let him go without him getting it. I felt like, no, I know that's one of my precious pictures. Like I have a lady right now looking at one that I painted of Sonny and me at a trail ride, and I never would have thought I'd ever sell it, but I told her how much I'd sell it for, and it's the same situation, the Lord gave her to me to make me happy. Let this be, and she's wanting to buy them for her daughter's Christmas, and I'm like, let somebody else be happy with her too.
Right. So, how many done paintings had you created done?
Completed. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I haven't
Do you know?
counted. I don't know off my head. I know in here I have 13. I have 13 that I can see with my eyes right now. That's not cloud and not including the ones that's all in my closet. Seasonal, Christmas one's going to come out, Thanksgiving ones are going to come out. And then I have I think I have 5 of those big uh what are they? The notebooks that you can slide them in, the storage notebook things.
Oh, portfolios.
Yeah, that has
Yeah.
the page. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have like 5 of those, and they're all pretty much full. And I
Okay,
have,
that's a lot more than I have.
yeah,
So,
I
what
have
about your stash? Do you have a large stash? Do you have a large stash?
that's in those all of those storage, and then I have some that are in some of the plastic portfolios, carrier cases that
Yeah.
I did early on in one of my videos, early on my channel. I'd always, whatever I would see that was new, I tried to get it and look at it and show it for us diamond painters, because they come out so fast with new stuff, new storage for
Yeah.
your I'd say beads for your diamonds and things, or drills. I never could understand why they called it drills, but they did. They call them drills. I'm always like, diamonds or beads.
I say diamonds. Real diamonds. So, before we go, let me ask you, do you still do your sculpting? Do you still sculpt at all? Do you still do your horse art? Like,
I can't
in-
hear you.
sorry.
There you
Do you
go.
still do your artwork? Do you still do that? Your sculpting, and do you still go to fairs and stuff like that? Because I know you used to.
Yeah, I used to, and when my horse died in 2009, it just sort of took, since she was my best friend, and that
Yeah,
kind of took a lot of that out, because I did horses
right.
mostly. I can do other things. I can paint other things. I do a lot of crafts now. Well, when I'm not busy, I take care of my grandbabies for my son every other week, and sometimes I have them more than that, because they sleep here because he wakes up so early to go to work. I would rather him not wake them up so early to bring them over here for me to take them to school for him. I want them to get a good night's sleep, so they sleep here, and then I get them ready in the morning when I take them. So it's just better for them health wise. But it's just been really hard because I didn't develop lupus and all the health issues until after I had my daughter around when I was 28. So that's when it come up, and nobody, we could never figure it out. It took several years for doctors to figure out what was going on. And that's normal for lupus and a connective tissue disease, autoimmune disease.
Yeah.
That's normal, because a lot of times they just look at you and see that you're overweight, and they say, you just need to lose weight. That's why you're feeling bad. And then you have to find that one doctor. And I finally told this one doctor, and it was a woman, and that's my doctor now. And I told her, I said, look, I'm tired of being told this. I know that there's something wrong with me, because you know your body,
Yes, you do.
And just because somebody's looking at you and you look overweight, well, something could be making you overweight that you have no control over.
Right.
So, those type of things. It it started making me not want to do things that I love to do. And that's when I couldn't tell you. Somebody asked me one year, well, who was the Kentucky Derby favorite? And honey, I was on it with the Kentucky Derby. I didn't bet or nothing, but I loved the horses. I loved them. I rooted for certain ones, and I watched them all throughout their career and everything. Just like, football player or baseball players, like that. When I couldn't tell them who that, and it was the next day, and I knew who I'm like, there's something major wrong. And so I went and got my health checked. And now here I am. I know what it is. And so I can look back and I can see where I didn't want to talk to people. I wanted to be more hermit wise. I wanted more quiet, more peaceful. And then my horse dies and everything. And it all it got to where it was just to, the things that I love to do wasn't quite as important to me anymore, you know?
Right.
So other things. So the Lord showed me the diamond painting and I could do crafts and stuff. Even when I did artwork, I never stayed in just one medium. It was, I started out acrylics, then, I started out in oils and then acrylics and then watercolors. And then I went to colored pencils, charcoal. And I could never get, and then I went to polymer clay sculpting because I didn't have the money to do my sculpture in bronze. You know what I'm saying? And I actually
Right.
had a professor tell me in front of everybody that I needed to quit using that uh, polymer clay. I needed to go and do my stuff in the foundry. I didn't have thousands and thousands of dollars to do that. I did the
Right.
best, and that kind of just broke my soul because I was so happy with what I had learned to do. It's like doll sculptures. I was like, okay, when people do porcelain dolls, they use this because they can get really fine details. And I
Right.
learned to do it. I made my armature I got armature wire, and then you put aluminum foil on it, and then you put your clay on it, and then you sculpt it. And then you bake it in the oven. And then I figured out how to make it look like bronzy, like real bronze. I've had people that actually sculpt real bronze come pick mine up and then actually see that it's light, take it down, and then walk out. And I'm like, people, some people don't have the money to go out and do those things, and they're
No.
doing can on what they do, and they're so happy with it. And just the one little negative thing you can say to them, or one little attitude, can totally break somebody to where they don't want to do it ever again. And
You
I do, I struggle with that, but I have to tell myself, you get up and you got to get up and you
do.
want to do it.
You
So,
do. That's what I do. I mean, I gotta get up. I gotta do it. I have a lot of pain. A lot of pain every day. And I can lay in bed and I can cry and I could just do that and what that gonna do? Well, not gonna do any good, not gonna change anything.
yeah,
I refuse to do that. And then my little cousin got me into diamond painting and it has saved my life. It has led me to here, this very moment. I never thought I'd ever be a YouTuber. Never. If
yeah,
you'd have told me that a year ago, I'd have laughed you out of my house. And then in July, when I was last of June, my friend that Lee here, that not right hand man, as I say, he had the channel, him and his wife, and
mhm,
I I had a hard time typing. It just hurt my hands. I
yeah,
typed a lot, it hurt my hands. Then I can get down and paint, and then I'm You don't want to be around me if I ain't done things. So he let me, him and his wife allowed me to do a death under a light. Not a death, but I can be on the light so I can talk. I don't have to type. And he threw me under the bus one night and said, she's going to start a channel. And I thought, thanks, Lee. And then another guy said, well, I'm going to buy you a tripod. So then I used to co-host for a channel, and the owners of that company thought me tripod, and then I had no excuse. Um, I had no excuse but to start the channel, and I love it. Actually, I do. I love it. Let's see. Tell me I should not, and I'll do. I'll shut up, Lee. That's Lee. He threw me under the bus. I tell him to shut up all the time. He gets on me. But it's the best thing that he's ever done. It, yeah. So I tell him shut up daily, 3 and 4 times a day. It's out of love.
Have that push though. Sometimes we gotta push. Gotta have somebody to push you. Sometimes, it's good though.
Yeah, well, I needed that, because I had been saying for a year that I was going to start it. And I recorded 2 or 3 videos, and those things. So I deleted them. And they did. And but to me, they did. And
No,
then I just thought, I
that's like
know,
old rookie cards. Don't delete them.
I know, well, I did. And I started it. And I love it, and I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make it about um struggles, people that had struggles,
Yeah.
and they just choose to get up every day and live live their life because you have to do that.
Yeah.
You have to do that, and I know that Luther. You
Oh,
said that. What, please? Excuse me, please.
uh,
So it's
Terry.
all
What?
First off, when what I was talking about was when Lara turned around and said somebody told her she shouldn't do the polymer clay and she should do something else. I said, "You tell me I shouldn't do something, I'm going to do it all the more."
I did, and
That's
me.
number one. So I wasn't picking on you that time. Number two, of course I threw you under the bus because if I didn't throw you under the bus, you never would have started it because you've been saying you were going to start a channel for years. So there. Bye.
well, we appreciate all of you out there that push us to do more than what we should do, and yeah, we have to have that push sometimes whenever we're hurting and in pain.
Yeah,
Um,
we did.
Blue's
I thought,
it's like a sampler. I always call them it's a sampler platter because one day it's your shoulders, the next day it's your hips, next week it'll be your back, and then one week it'll be your bone marrow, and it feels like everything it's almost like growing pains. If you remember your growing pains whenever you were young, your legs would be growing and how that felt, that's like it's intense. That, I mean, I understand you when you talk about pain whenever that happens. A lot of stress causes that to rear its ugly head. I just had a kidney infection back a while, and it caused me to recently have a bunch of lupus flares. And I still we had our camping trip planned to go. We hunt the rut here in Edgefield, South Carolina. And I went and I climbed up into them trees, and I still did that, even though I was hurting so bad that I was like, I just wish I was at home in the bed. But I had to push myself, go do it. And the Lord sent me on the day one, just a few hours into it, He sent me a big old buck. So Yeah, and I said, Lord, if you send me a buck today, I will dedicate that to my daddy because he's in his 80s. He's the one with the books, and he just I'm sort of carrying on the tradition for the family
Yeah.
to go. So yeah, and that's another peaceful thing. I like sitting out there and watching, looking at all of the fall leaves, and the wind will trickle them down like a snow globe, and I see eagles. I've seen owls, big old huge owls, and hawks. I've had all kinds of wildlife that comes in front of me, and I love it. It's beautiful and calming. So that's one good thing about it. But it does, you have to push yourself to do things. But sometimes I push too hard, too far, and then it causes me to have a flare, or I get sick. I catch a lot of times I catch stuff from my grandbabies that go to public school. Now I homeschool my children, but my grandbabies go to public school, and so I catch things constantly from them. They'll go back home to their mom, and then I'm using that 1 week. I'm like, I could get a lot done in that 1 week. No, I'm having to rest and get over whatever I've caught from the grandbabies, and then they come back, give me something else, and then it's like bad dominoes, really. But I get through it, and I'm so thankful for you, Tammy, and all the people that have subscribed over all these years that have stuck with me and stayed there and watched my videos whenever I did get one up, and understood that it was time. Sometimes it's just life gets in the way. Sometimes if you got life itself will get in the way. If you have anything else in there mixed in with it, like pain, it just makes it even harder. But we're going to do it. We get it done.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. You have to go on. I mean, well, you don't have to, I suppose. You just stay in bed and cry and moan and groan, but like I said, what's it gonna do? It's not gonna change anything. And I
Right.
refuse to let life keep me down. I don't do it. I don't
Uh,
let life keep me down, but I don't have like lupus or anything like that, but I do I had challenges, that I neither had been able to walk
oh,
ever. And I'm fine with that. Doesn't bother me. I mean, would life be easier if I could? Sure. But I don't dwell on it. I have a home, I have family, I have friends. I went to college.
oh, I didn't get to do that.
Yep, I went to college. I was accepted into pharmacy school at UT, and my first niece was being born. But that's the time I had to leave, and I could never have kids. So between that and then my mom would have had to go with me out. My mom helped me out to school. Um, And her mom was sick and dying.
Oh,
And I couldn't ask her to leave. So I said, well, that's okay. I'll just, I'll postpone. I'll go the next semester. Well, then I had my niece and I couldn't leave her. And then when about the time I said, I'll go now. I'll go back to school. That's what I always said. Then my sister said, well, I'm going to have another baby. And I thought, well, forget it. Just, I wasn't going to leave her. And now they're 18 and 25. And Hannah's going to get married next year. And Chloe started college. And I thank God I had this YouTube channel because I don't know what I'd do with myself. I diamond paint, but I like to share it with people, and not everybody appreciates diamond painting. I found that out the hard way.
yeah.
But I neither shut up or doubt it. I'm not one that's ashamed to say I done and thing, and they'll look at me like, "What the heck that?" And I'm like, "Here, let me show you." But yeah, I love it, and that's how I cope
Yep.
with my life. It commentating and my friends and my family, and I have fake too, but
Yeah.
that's how I cope. And your channel was one of the first ones that I saw. So I want to thank you for teaching me the things that I've learned.
That's
And
why I do. That's why I do it, because of people out there that are like me and you, that are just simple, down to earth, what people would call we're just the little people,
yep,
we're getting through life, and we're getting through it, and we like to talk and have our crafts and things like that, and it helps us get through it. That I appreciate y'all, and I want to help people through that channel to be encouraged. I want to encourage, a lot of encouragement. So there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff. And if one thing I say helps them in any way to get through what they're going through, that right there is worth every moment, every little minute that I've took out of my day to help someone. That's the most important thing to me. If it gets to where people are not, if I'm not helping anybody, I don't have to do it. I don't do it, but I want to help people. And as long as people are out there that need a kind word, a mental hug is what I feel like I'm giving everybody. I'm giving you all mental hugs out there. And I really am. In my heart, I really am. And that's what keeps me doing it. That's why I do it.
but I thank you. I really do. I thank you from the bottom of my heart
And
for taking the time.
that you have told me that when you come and told me how much it meant to you, that just you can tell a lot of weight off your shoulder. Am I doing this? Should I be doing this? And I'm like, that's just great. That's just so great. I'm so thankful. And it sort of reminds me of on Facebook. There was one time I was getting so discouraged. I share a lot of um, Bible scripture on my Facebook page. And at one time I got really discouraged, and I almost totally deleted my Facebook and got off.
Oh, that would have been awful.
Had announced that I was going to do it. And then I had someone from another country messaged me and said, please don't. That's the only way I get any Bible verses, because my country won't let us publicly read it or buy it or whatever.
Oh,
Really amazed me. And I'm like, that was like the Lord telling me, no, there's people out there I have watching, reading what you put. And you never know who's watching you. You never know. And you're making a big difference. You're making a big difference in people's lives. You are. And you'll find out. You'll find out when.
thank you.
Well,
I,
you'll find.
thank you. I That's what I started this channel for. Not myself, for
That's exactly
everybody else. Because I told my mom if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right, and I'm gonna focus on the positive, strong side of dominating and challenges. And I don't just want to talk to people with physical or mental challenges. I want to talk to all different kinds of people that struggle with addiction and grief and alcoholism, and because, like I say on the end of every video, as long as you love yourself and you love others, you can get through anything, because what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I really
right.
believe that.
And God is love. He is love. And if you don't have
Right.
a heart, you haven't got God. That He is love, and that's all He ever wanted to do for any of us is just love us and take care of us. And because we have free will and we want to get out and be independent, that separated us from Him in the garden. But it helps so much when we have people that are loving to others. Just to even when someone's having a bad day, go in. I mean, everywhere I go, I like to go in with a big grin on my face, big smile. I talk to people I don't even know. I'm in a grocery store and I'll be looking at something like these are the best grits in the world. Have you ever had these grits? These are the best grits. One time I was in Walmart and there was this horrible, horrible song coming over the air, over the radio station on there or whatever they play. And I could not stand it. I couldn't stand it anymore. And I just said it out loud. I said, that has got to be the awfulest song I've ever heard in my life. And a woman on the other side of the aisle that I didn't know she was over there said, I know, right? It's awful. I'm like, yeah, only in the South, honey. Only in the South do we talk to everybody, somebody even across through the aisles.
I hate doing any better than my mother because I swear she knows everybody in the county. And I'm sitting there going, if there's one more person that comes up to her, I'm going to cry. I end up crying because there's 10 more people that comes up to her. I'm sitting there going, when they getting home, so I don't go anymore. I get hurt me to get out a lot, but even I just don't know. You don't ever get home. It's like I'm like, how can you know everybody in the county? I don't understand it, but you don't. The thing is, she didn't know them all. She just talked to anybody that come up to her. That's the South. That's how we are. That.
Tired and you want to get home. I understand. My mom's always fussed at me. You talk too long and talk to people too much. I want to get home when she's with me.
Yeah, yeah, that's how it is. And my nieces, they're the same way. They're like, Nina, come on, let them go home. Come on, I'm ready. But, but I don't know. I'm a mountain girl. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't live anywhere else. Now, the city would be a lot easier for me as far as life, but I'm a mountain girl. That you no, I'm not ever leaving these mountains. I'm not leave for a while. I did it, and I'm coming back. I liked it in the mountains. I'm a southern gal.
It's
It,
beautiful.
it is. It really is.
Um,
Well,
I,
I want to thank you for coming on here today. I had truly enjoyed it. I really had. I couldn't wait. I was
yeah,
scared to ask you. I was. I thought, oh my God, what if she thinks I'm crazy? And then I thought,
no,
well, we had talked before, your dad looked. Is he okay? Is your dad okay?
yes, he does have a prostate cancer, and I think he's developed Parkinson's.
Oh,
So it's hard for him to write anymore for his
yeah.
books because he moves. So he's 83, I do believe 83, and he was just so thrilled over those books because he worked his life so hard, worked, and he never did anything special for himself. And that was his things that he could sing. He was a great singer and he could write stories and books. Great with kids. Oh my gosh, he loves children. Because when he was little, up in the mountains, they lived in this little old shack type cabin that had cracks. And his little brother, who was 1.5, got uncovered and you know how cold it gets in the mountains, and
Yes.
it pneumonia. And the doctor back then they made house calls. This is in the 40s, around the 40s, 50s. And he scooped that baby up, that doctor did, and took him off and said the next thing he saw was, now he was about 10 years old. He saw that baby coming back, his baby brother, in a little casket. And they, in those days, they had the wakes in the house.
Right.
And he having to look over and at his little brother. And ever since then, he loved children. He's been worried. Oh my gosh, if they don't have socks on, oh my goodness, it's like the end of the world. Or if they are outside, don't have a jacket on, oh, here he comes, just a hobbling, here he comes. And I'm like, oh, he saw him without a jacket. He's gonna be. But you got to understand that he had that really bothered him growing up, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I
he's
don't.
a storyteller.
I digress. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. That's why I love talking to you. I need to know what you're doing. I love it. But your dad, he's a storyteller. Now, when we get authors, you don't care. If you are those books, can you still buy his book? And
Yes,
okay,
you, Jim Wade Smith, and one of them is Call of the Dove by Jim Wade Smith. And then another one is Rance Rainey, The Christmas Kid. That's my absolute favorite one. It's a Western, but it's so good. They could make movies out of these books. The first one is a post after the Civil War, where a woman up north inherits a plantation down south. And when she gets down here, she realizes there's something going on. She was just going to sell it. She didn't really want it. And then she found out there was something going on. So she has to, it's sort of like a mystery with uh, death but yet it's got even ghosts in it. Yeah, he's a good storyteller. And then the third one is the adventures of the Kim Thickets.
yeah,
That is his short stories of his adventures when he was little. Names are changed though to protect the innocents. What he always says. Um, and then at the end of it, uh, he goes on with a story, more of a fictitious story, but all the little adventures, the short stories at the beginning of it, is what he and his friends ended up doing when he was little, growing up in the Appalachian Mountains. Because I told him, I said, Dad, you've told me all these things, these adventures that you've done when you were little in those mountains. I said, they have a Huck Finn down in Mississippi, and they have the red fern groves out there in the Ozarks, and then my side of the mountain. But they don't have an Appalachian children stories and things like that. You
right.
need to, and that's what that book is. The Adventures of Kim of the Kim Thickets. Kim Thickets used to be Spruce Pine in North Carolina's first name for that town, and then somebody changed it to Spruce Pine. So that's where the Kim Thickets name come from.
Well, that's my favorite book. That
Yeah.
that one is. I've laughed my butt off reading that book. I like. I mean, I'm like, and that because I could just picture him doing all that as his as a kid. Because I knew you said those were his childhood stories, and I'm thinking, that's exactly what it's like. And yeah. That I mean, it's just that. So, what I was going to tell you is that at the end of this live, I will have my mods, or I will go on here and link the books on this live so that people can go in there and check them out. Cause they're good books. I've read them all, guys. They're really good. Her dad's a storyteller.
And
And
he's so humble about it, and he's so excited when just one, if one sells, he's like, he used to ask me all the time, did anybody buy one? Did anybody buy one? And I'm like, I'm having to tell him, like, Dad, you got to wait until it kind of gets out there. He doesn't understand. He's so excited, because he's never did anything for himself, and this is his thing. As he's watched all of us in the family have our artistic talents, and he's always backed us and loved our stuff that we do. My mom's an artist as well. And my daughter is in college, in Piedmont Tech, and just acing everything. And she's doing graphic arts. And so he's just a proud grandpa, I tell you.
Well, they all are usually. It's like nothing but the grandchildren. And I always say when grandkids come along, the kids are obsolete
Yeah,
in my family. You're like nothing. You
a
know.
grand-
Yeah. You're like, who are you? Like, that's how it is, My sister, she had the girls and then other kind, nothing. Yes, Mom. Bye, Mom.
Tori,
Did you see on the live? Yeah. I'm sorry, what? What, Larry?
you just tell her you were talking with a Southern person. She'll totally understand.
Yeah, I down until it. She's like, oops, sorry, I didn't know you were still alive. But I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you, Rick, to listen. He listening to books right now. Thank you, Rick. I asked him to kind of find those books and listen. So thank you very much.
Thank.
But I want to thank you for being here again. I've had a lot of fun,
Oh,
and
I have.
I kept talking you up now. I told them all about you. So
Thank
yeah.
you so much. I love you. I could just squeeze you and hug you, and we just have to go watch Anna Green Gables together. If we live right close together, we would be doing all kinds of things like that. We diamond paint with each other. I'm always away from everybody, but hey, that's why we have you too. We can be.
It is. It is. Like I said, some of my closest friends are that who I met on YouTube. We hung out last night. A bunch of us, like hours. There's just a bunch of us on there, and just hanging out together. But I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope that you. And if you ever need a friend and you're feeling bad or anything, you hit me up. I'll talk to you.
Thank
I
you.
will. Well, you tell Carly I said hi.
Okay, I will. I'll make sure, and I'll show her the live, so she'll be so excited that I talk. She'll be mad at me for not letting her stand over here, but if I did, she talks worse than I do.
I know. I like to hear it going now. I do. She'll take right over. I'm like, well, you just move her on over and just take over. Yep, that's what she does. Like, get out of here, I got this. But
Yeah,
you guys, thank you for coming. And like I always say, I said it once, I'm going to say it again. If you're having a hard day and you need a friend, I'm here. And like I said, you love yourself and you love others, you're going to get through the hard times. We all have to have somebody.
mhm.
And just, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Look at me, I'm still here. I've been through the ringers. And Lara's here, and
Yep.
I've done to you all here, and we can get through anything together. But thank you, Don, for being here. Thank you, Lara, for being
Thank
here. I hope I didn't take you here too long. Well, I guess I will get off here and I'll say good night. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I hope thank you for being here. And I will leave you like I always do. I'll see you in my next live or my next video or somewhere. I'll see you in somewhere. You never know where I'm gonna be. But I love you all, each and every one of you. And that includes you too, Lara.
you too.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys. Let me
Bye.